Alright, Franklin, this is my Viva of what does the Indus Valley civilization tell us about the early development of complex societies? Although the Huron civilization doesn't fall into the ancestry of classical history like civilizations of the Middle East, we can learn about the ancient world by examining the Indus Valley civilization that emerged in plains like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa from their cultural activities, technical innovations, and religious practices. Point 1. Cultural activities. One of the main cultural activities in the Huron civilization was the focus on dolls, specifically human figurines. These figurines are presumed to be used in cultural and ceremonial events, from anywhere from birthdays to different religious things. One reason that they are so hard to find in good condition, which then makes it very hard to study, is because after they were used for different various events, they were given to kids as toys and then likely discarded. So since kids do not take the best care of their toys and everything, once the people would throw them away, they would eventually just kind of dissolve over time and they would not be in as good of condition as we'd like. Hence, there are less than we would like them to be. Quote one, a quote from Jathan Veer says, quote, "Figurines of women are perhaps the most plentiful of figurines in the Indus Valley. The reason for this is unknown, but I propose that they were given a special place in society due to their ability to produce offspring," end quote. Point 2, technological innovations. The Huron civilization had very technological innovations, including an advanced city design. At Mohenjo-Daro, the city's houses looked very similar to modern houses. Many of the brick houses were 2 stories high with thick walls and high ceilings to keep the rooms cool in the summer months. Nearly every building had its own well, so cool water was always at their disposal. They also used the rooms and dry crops. They also used the roofs to dry crops in the sun to use in the future. And it was up to 35,000 people that lived in these brick houses. A quote from Ramita Unashakar says, quote, "The settlements in the Mohenjo-Daro were divided into 2 sections, one smaller but higher and the other larger but lower." So all the houses were basically around roughly the same size. Point 3, religious practices. One religious practice that the ancient Indian society had were gender norms. Like earlier law codes in the ancient Near East, we can see the legal status of women. Indian women were under the guardianship of males, father, husband, and son. The Indus Valley civilization was largely patriarchal. When a woman married, it was regarded as a second birth and she got a new name. The religious rituals leading up to this marriage were also very clear that the central point of getting married was having children. A quote from Deuteronomy 25:5 says, "If a wife husband dies, quote, her husband's brother shall go with her and take her as a wife, and perform the duty of a husband to her," end quote. And that is most likely what the Indians believed as well. So what does the Indus Valley civilization tell us about the early development of complex societies? So although the Huron civilization doesn't fall into the ancestry of classical history like civilizations of the Middle East, we can learn about the ancient world by examining the Indus Valley civilizations that emerged in places like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa from their cultural activities, technological innovations, and religious practices. Thank you. Thank you, Franklin. I appreciate it. I'm sending this to you as soon as I can, so I guess I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, if you're there, Greenhouse. So anyways, I'll see you later. Bye. It's not